a quick decision from Onic Philippines. Even though the fight was still on, King Kong did not decide to join at all.
No.
He just had to focus on his priorities, and being a Yisun Shin, this is such a great start.
And that puts them almost 2,000 gold ahead. 5 minutes in, 2 turtles in the back pocket. This is the Onic we've been looking for. Penny again gets his Firaga armor popped. A trap triggered. It's not a good game to be an X-Borg.
It's not a Farsa mid lane you're seeing in Super Prince, but the way he keeps bursting the Firaga armor essentially feels the same. The rotations towards the top lane have been so frequent, and this is the first time we're seeing Benny on the X-Borg, but we're not able to see much from him just yet.
Nope, we've always seen him get his Firaga armor pop. No last insanities that actually mean anything. So TNC have to find a way to recover elsewhere. And it looks like the EXP lane ain't gonna be it. Folks, in case you've just joined us recently and are not aware of how things work, there are gold lane fighters now. So this is not a mistake. You're seeing an Arlen versus a Lapu-Lapu in the EXP lane and a CC and an X-Borg in the gold lane.
Do not be confused about which is the EXP lane, because it's still the Arlot Lapu. It's just that we're currently at a point where even the gold lane mostly revolves around fighters now.
Yep.
And maybe it's also because of, oh, hold on.
Tsunami Slam!
Now that's an XP lane pickoff. We were just talking about it, and 3-bar gets taken down.
Boris James Paro has had it. Since yesterday, he's been struggling to get his team to a good position, and now he said he'll just put it into his own hands, literally. Serving up kills. 3-2 now. Still keeping that 2,000 gold lead, and King Kong farming. I think he's had it with this question of, so really, who's the king of the jungle? It's him!
Individually,
He knows it's him!
right, it's like individually they woke up. Brusco now deciding to pick the Kalea. Oh, he is a bit more decisive in terms of the pickoffs. Hold on though, there's the Firaga armor, he's intact. The last insanity we finally see it. Zaida actually gets the objective this time. Will Lancey survive though? He gets to walk away. The flicker knock up from Brusco. Lancey does not survive, and that's the last insanity just to escape. Kirk making things work as well. But so far, it's just TNC who lose a member!
Oh my god!
And it's no longer just one!
The Monster Mage shows up! A flicker and a kill on a Betty!
Okay, I know we mentioned things about waking up. Now even Prince does, but Kirk gets taken by Zaida. So that's at least one trade TNC got. But in the past few team fights we saw, King Kong, Brusco, Prince, they've all had their individual highlights already. This was what was lacking from them yesterday.
That's right. And now TNC are looking for a way to get into a dominant position. You need to get some offense in there. And Keldra pops that curtain call, throws it between Lancey and Trimar, almost takes down Lancey. Oh, he's gonna get punished hard.
Zaida. He finds him there. Could have been really close for Lancey though. They're not letting Lancey serve as a secondary core in this situation.
Nope.
It's like they know that's what Lancey's supposed to do. So maybe that's also why they put so much emphasis towards the mid lane.
A lot of fans online, armchair analysts, and everyone who has an opinion thinks Lancey needs to step his game up, and Onic are pressing hard on that. They're applying pressure on TNC's mid laner, their team captain. And I'm telling you now, I get it. This is the right thing to do. If Lancey gets into a position where his damage is real, and he can start acting as a threat magnet as well to Selena, so that, oh my god, oh my!
There's another setup from Brusco. He's mad, I could feel it.
Yep.
Now there's a Mountain Shocker too.
It's a combo wombo. You're gonna get hit by one of these things, these arrows, those tsunami slams.
Everything.
Even Kirk is a real threat to Lancey.
We don't even get to see the final slashes yet. It's like everyone else is able to look for openings even without Kirk starting things up. Brusco doesn't have the Tsunami Slam, but that's already enough to take out the Braga armor. There goes Kirk. He finds a 3-man setup, and every single member of Onic just decides to go in. Betty Cutie keeping himself safe under the turret, but another knock-up, denying Zaida of his attempts. And the double for Kelra on the CC.
You know someone else who's had it with these haters, these naysayers?
Who?
That's Kirk. Kirk has had a rough season 16, and on this Arlen, he is earning all of the trust that was once there from the online community. Lured for Onic, now they're up 4K.
Wow, that's even a rose gold meteor pickup by Kirk. I could feel how aggressive he wants to play this Arlot. And even just now, that was a really aggressive one. He was already under the turret, and I'm surprised he still survived.
And he's third in farm. Super Frizz ain't even that close. Super Frizz is like 1,000 goals away, so you understand why Kirk is farming this way, why Kirk is building up this item kit that allows him to do just that. Again, an Oracle, that casual Fury Hammer. Even 3 more, just think twice with how the economy is going for the Phoenix Army.
Yeah, we can't see 3mar confidently jumping in with the bravest fighter at all. And maybe at this point, Onic might even consider him as a target, as a viable target for whatever setups they want to go for, just because of how much damage they could already throw out. But what they'll be prioritizing for now are the turrets.
That's right. In a fighter gold versus fighter gold type of lineup and matchup, the map is your #1 enemy because you don't have a marksman, pushing isn't as easy. Lansky catches an arrow, does not pull the trigger just yet. No Purify, no Brilliance. And look at the 3 damage that Onic has laid down on him. Oh no!
Oh, you just said it. You cannot feel at ease when you're against this lineup of Onic.
It was this close to a fight actually breaking out. Super Frizz's consistency on the Abyssal Arrow is out of this world. 42% over 11.5 minutes of competition.
Yep.
This guy's been... I don't think Frizz slept last night.
Nah.
I think he just practiced Selena.
All these skill shots are landing on every single member of TNC. And again, if maybe Chakdu did still have his AOG there, they might have considered fighting back, but it was a no, so they couldn't afford to risk anything. Not when Onic was that close to their base turrets, to potentially doing a siege that they'll forever regret. And look at how close supposedly things were, but not until you look at the map.
Yep, no, big picture, it's more than just this 2,000 gold gap between King Kong and Zyda. And it's not like Zyda looks like a chump, all right? Zyda somehow finds a way to always get what's left on the map. And it makes sense because he is technically the funnel. Without it's not an easy shit lineup, yes, but he's doing the same thing. Farm into me. Let me get the burst damage I need so that some way, somehow, Chakdu's set up their bait plays with 3mar will make sense. If anything, I feel bad for Benny. It's Benny who can't catch a break.
And imagine this guy, just yesterday, was using heroes like the Cho. So he could do and find openings all by himself. He could even try and go for pickoffs all by himself, but now it's different. He's an export, and since they're playing from behind, they might need him a bit more for defense. But is that really the way Benny wants to play?
The truth is much closer to a high-tech pinata. That's exactly what he is. Onic's gonna throw stuff at him, he's gonna break, and then he throws more stuff at him again, and it's rare that he finds them with his Firaga armor intact, is what I'm trying to say. 7,000 now, as Onic secures their second Lord. Item game is looking so much worse. TNC are getting depraved, even these small camps. You see here, Super Friends and Brusco are checking this purple. I think they understand that Zyda needs the purple more than the orange.
It's another situation of choking out resources from an assassin jungler. And arguably, maybe that's why we're seeing a lot more less joys come into play, because again, the joy feels as if it needs a bit more time, it needs more farm.
Yep.
And now Onic know exactly how to prevent Zyda from getting to that point where he could just fight head on. Oh my goodness, the Brilliance was already used!
And it was quite a point-blank arrow. It's just, you can never tell when Super Prince decides to flicker in and jump you. Approaching a 9,000 gold lead Onic has, and it's miserable. The purple does finally spawn, but King Kong's gonna take it away like your lunch money. Joy is in this category of junglers like Hayabusa, like needed. Final slash on 3!
Now they're looking for action. Zaida trying to go from behind, but the Tsunami Slap was ready to deny him of another trade. They actually get to take down 3mar with that setup by Kirk.
And that's 3mar, that's a Lapu Lapu. Mind you, did not have the time to get the damage reduction, did not have time to get some spell vamp, and that's the last insanity!
Oh my goodness, because of the brilliance, the arrow landed on Benny. And now Jackno's next. Zaida trying his best just to clear the ways, but it doesn't stop Onic from clearing every single base turret left.
Mount Shocker by King Kong threatening a TNC. There's a Tsunami Slam!
That's a fleeting time, Kalea. And Onic will not prolong this game any longer. A 15-minute game that goes over to Onic.
The Super Fam are back with their first win in the playoffs. A lightning round against the TNC. Pro team 1-0.
It's been a while since we saw the Kalea, and it's great we saw it in Brusco's hands.
Now this looks like TNC. I want to hear what Athena and Midnight have to say about this quick one.
Onic Philippines finally secured their first win for our playoffs this season.
Yeah, even though TNC looked like they are going to be able to match up the tempo of Onic Philippines, once the actual power spikes and the timing came through, we saw the aggression coming out from Onic Philippines. Even the just the sheer presence of the CC, the Eason Shin, the Arla, they're able to group up on the map. Matter of fact, Kelra's sometimes over greedy with his map movements, but when they group up, TNC couldn't really fight in terms of the skirmishes because they have to wait. They have to, scale up to the late game. But Onic Philippines didn't allow them to, and it's because all of these shots were landing from Super Prince, the Monster Mage with the Selena, crazy arrows in the late game as well.
Our Game 1 MVP, Super Prince, the Monster Mage, making waves here for our first game. Aside from that, long-range arrows, point-blank arrows, he's the man that you need. And even onto the highs of Zaida, you would expect that he would have the luxury to try and deny, farm up as much as he can, but that didn't happen at all.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, playing Selena in this game is kind of awkward. Like, there's a lot of ways for TNC to sort of dodge away from the arrow. I mean, the traps are gonna be kind of annoying, especially for both Zaida and Chakno, but Benny Cutie and 3mar, they're fine playing against the Selena, but what they're not fine with is Onic moving as 5. Every arrow that lands it converts into a natural kill for Onic, and they understand that this is the way to play this game. Every single thing, every single kill that they could get should be taken, even if it doesn't necessarily convert into objectives, because what it converts into is map pressure and also resource advantage.
Yep, and the resource actually was in favor of King Kong all the time. Like, most of the time, there wasn't even a moment that he was even denied, he was even visited here by TNC Pro Team, maybe in the earlier portions of a game, but up until the 8-minute mark, up until the 15th-minute mark rather, it was all pure Onic Philippines time and again.
And also those those kill shots were disgusting from Onic. Aside from the arrows, aside from the jumps coming out from Brusco, that final slash from Kirk really sealed the deal here, nailed the nail in the coffin. And for TNC, they couldn't answer back. They were still waiting for the farm, the items, and the actual damage to come through from Zaida, but even the Joy was under farm. He was super under farm. By 10 minutes, he was 3,000 to 4,000 gold behind of King Kong.
And just when you needed Kirk to step up, this was this moment. And Leo mentioned that Kirk is just, he's finally had enough.
Yeah.
Like, it's time to step up. It's time to boot up here for Onic Philippines. And you mentioned Zaida here. For me, the early pick of the Joy was kind of a question mark. There are multiple assassin here who want to go the route here for Zaida that they could have gone. And even the Lapu. There were certain questions as well on their comments, like there are more viable heroes here for 3mar, and Lapu for this game against an R, the first pick, just isn't it.
I think they just wanted to see the flex of the CC because they didn't know where Onic was gonna put the CC. They were right in hoping that they would go gold and then pull out an export last pick, but then again they were racing against time basically because Onic Philippines, they had a deadline, but this game was just an an overwhelming example of if you're all agreed, you're just gonna lose fights in the early game. And it's not TNC's fault, honestly. The draft, it had an idea behind it, but they had to delay Onyx's overall objectives, which I think it lies when TNC actually tried contesting the objectives of Onic Philippines instead of forcing trades. That's the way to go if you want to play to late game. But Onic Philippines, they were more than happy to take these kills that TNC's presenting them, because every every hero that shows up and fights, nobody could actually handle Onic. Like, what is a Gato gonna do against a CC, a Yi Sun-shin, and also an Arlet that could just displace him, which prevented the Gato from actually being a proper tank. Yes, he did tank so much damage, but there was no actual conversion for TNC.
Yeah, there was just too much to handle here. And most of that came from Super Fritz here, the carry for this round. And our BPI rich guy, King Kong, still, that was definitely one of the best games so far for them, considering they were stopped yesterday by TLPH. Now we finally see the Sigma pattern yet again here for King Kong.
Yeah, they want to do the same thing to TNC. It's a short route towards the the golden rivalry against TLPH, but they have to win 2 more. This is, I would say, pretty much a blueprint game for Onic Philippines, considering that they have King Kong on the the Yi Sun-shin, they have Kirk on the famous Arlet pickup for the Kirkitek. Even though Kelra is on a CC, it actually helped in terms of wrapping up the the timings, the power spike for Onic Philippines. So it is a worry for TNC that Kelra is able to do this in front of Benny. So I think for TNC, maybe not banning Lancelot is the way to go, because slotting in a Lance ban just forces you to go, Joy against Yi Sun-shin, which prevented Zaida from actually playing the typically known TNC game where they play aggressive from minute 1 up until they just win the game.
And for minute 8 here, on to our head-to-head, the Yi Sun-shin versus Joy here for King Kong and Zaida really reflects on what you mentioned, that it kind of backfired that they banned out the Lancelot. So it was kind of like Zaida was forced onto this Joy, not like they were really planning out this one. It just meant that for TNC Pro Team, they have to really think about their next steps closely here, as there is no more lower bracket for them after this match.
I'd have to say this is more of a draft problem for TNC. Not that they had a bad draft, but they were forced into the situation where they had to deal with the heroes by the individual lanes, and it allowed Onic to just not worry about existing counters, because sure, you have Joy, it's a late game hero. There's also Kalea, so if you want late game, Onic just has a lot of farm by that point. Even when Zaida hit the 9k gold mark, King Kong was sitting at like 13k. So it didn't even matter, because at that point they were just waiting to end the game.
And so far for our match 1, we've seen a full house, and even so, there are still Phoenix Army here coming inside the Croneta Astrodome. And by the way, guys, you could also join the new season of MLBB Rising Open as an in-game mode designed to provide players a platform to engage in competitive gameplay and earn in-game rewards. Gather your squad and jump into action.
Yep, a lot of things that you can actually join in MLBB. And speaking about in MLBB, there's also new skins that you want to check out. It's the Aspirants new skins that are now available. Participate in the Aspirants Unite theme draw event. The first 10 times draw using diamonds is 50% off. Every 10 draws guarantees an epic or higher quality skin.
Come and join the draw and witness the power of aspiration together. What a beautiful skin. I do hope I get the chance to be lucky today to draw the Vexana Aspirant skin. Please, please, please. Please, please. I do hope But why are you doing this if you
I'm just
already
helping you.
have...
I'm helping you with the luck. Come on.
Thank you so much.
We're teammates here.
We're family.
We're family here. We're super family.
Because it's
also
home.
Phoenix on.
MPL is home.
Yeah, MPL
and
is
now,
home.
let's see who will go home later on. But so far, we all have to go home.
It's such a bad thing to say.
I'm so sorry. They all have to go home.
We're going to have to send somebody home.
Yes, we
That's
do
true.
have to send somebody home. And we all have to go home later on. So take care for everyone who will be commuting their way home. I'm so sorry.
Honestly.
Yeah. Don't clip that, please, to everyone watching the English stream.
Clip that.
Please this is our secret now. You are part of the inner circle. But for that circle, there was a first circle mood here. Like, I was like, oh, picking a Joy against against a player who has his own skin.
Yeah.
And then how ironic it is, like, was it a trigger to, like, actually, you know what, guys? Let's bang them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And too violent. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, you're sending somebody home and you're also being violent on a player. But
Don't do that.
Don't worry, King Kong denied all of that. He was like, "You're not Sigma."
But so far for our matches today, there will be so much surprises. But let's head over on to Odin with our merch giveaway.
What time is it? It's Onic time! 1-0 now for Onic Philippines against TNT Pro Team. This is your very own Odin on the side with Ate Aliana. Napakaganda mo naman, Ate. Ay, thank you so much. Ate Aliana, gaano ka na ba katagal na fan ng MPL Philippines?
Simula na nag-start yung kapatid ko sa EXE.
Okay, Season 7 pa. At sa mga hindi po nakakaalam, siya po ay ate ni...
Kelra.
Ate ni Kelra. And etong jersey mo ngayon is one of the jerseys na meron tayo sa ibang seasons pa. Kailan pa ba tong jersey mo?
Nung nag-start siya na lumipat sa Onic.
Okay, so nung nag-start mag-Onic Philippines, meron ng jersey si ate. And ano ba ang mensahe mo ngayon kay Kelra? Ngayon na, do or die na kasi tong match nila eh.
Ayun, sanay ka naman dyan sa ganyan. Pero yun nga, natutuwa ko kasi hindi sila lahat nawawala ng pag-asa. Message ko lang, consistent lang, tsaka kaya natin yan.
Naniniwala si ate sa kakayahan mo na gumapang at ipakita ang iyong lakas hanggang sa dulo. At dahil matagal ka na super fan ni Kelra, since birth ni Kelra, meron kaming hinanda na merch para sa'yo.
Thank you.
So this is 9th to meet you. Dahil 9 years na ang MLBB, i-unbox mo na, i-unwrap mo na kung ano nga bang meron sa loob na ating tote bag. Ay, ang cute, di ba? Ate, bagay yan sa'yo. This is bucket hat with BB. Meron ka pang sticker. Ayan, meron ka pang... O, di ba ang ganda? Gusto mo ba yan, ate? Ipakita natin. Ang parang blanket na banner. O, hawakan natin pareho. O, di ba? This is limited edition at hindi siya nabibili. Dahil pinamimigay lang siya sa mga super fans ng MLBB. At kanina lang din, nagkaroon tayo ng mga palaro off-broadcast dito sa MPL Arena at namigay din tayo ng ganitong merch, tote bag sa ating lucky super fan. And Ate Aliana, I would like to ask you to do the honors na ipa-cheer naman ang Sonics dahil kailangan nyo na manalo this match.
Guys, what time is it?
Diba? Grabe ang energy ng mga Sonics. Ate Aliana, invite mo rin ang mga MPL fans na manood dito.
Punta na kayo dito sa Cuneta Astrodome Pasay. Iba yung feeling pag nanonood ng live.
Maraming salamat, Ate Aliana. And once again, thank you so much sa ating lahat ng super fans na sumusuporta sa MLBB. At ibalik na muna natin sa aksyon kasama ang ating mga panel.
Salamat. Thank you, Odin, together with our super fan, the sister of Kelra. She is actually the older sister, the ate in Tagalog here, and all support since the start of Kelra's career here on MPL Philippines.
Yeah, I mean, she was with us when, Onic Philippines won M6 and Kelra was named the MVP of that tournament. She was very ecstatic and was literally crying in tears and, of course, in happiness.
Even Kelra's dad was there with us.
Yeah, they were there.
And that's the happy thing when we see on-site viewers as well, and it turns out they are loved ones, family. They're very low-key, but now they're very vocal onto their support to her brother. Of course, Kelra playing, finally getting the first point here onto their playoffs run. But let's see, because as she mentioned, sanay na kayo dyan is actually in translation in English like, you're used to it, Kelra.
Yeah, you're used to it. But he's been with Omega for like a couple of seasons, and he's always like down there. they're always close to being eliminated and then
Yeah.
getting a podium finish.
And-
I don't know why that happens.
And we went to the point like his sister actually isn't nervous at all. Like,
Yeah.
you can do that. You're used to it.
Come on, just
And-
let me know when you're flying to other countries.
They're actually getting ready for the next round. And for the next round, it's going to be TNC Pro Team for
Okay.
our first pick onto the blue side.
Okay, even though I said earlier, Onic should stay in the blue side, them being on red side isn't that bad. Because TNC, again, at this point, if they don't flex, they're not even going to be able to capitalize this first pick. That's one thing, flexing is a requirement. Two is also like the ability to dictate the tempo such that in a way Onic has to address all picks that are going to come out from TNC's side. So I think this Gatot pick, even if it's first pick, it's first pick worthy, I think should be relegated to
Yes.
blue 2 and 3.
So far, we've seen some very lock-in Gatot Kacha picks from our previous seasons, our previous match rather. But for this matchup, would you think that they should just let the Lancelot go here? As you mentioned from game number 1 draft here for TNC Pro Team.
It depends. If let's say
They're on the blue side.
yeah, let's say they ban Yi Sun Shin on red, then you definitely take Lancelot on blue. If they don't ban Yi Sun Shin, just leave both open. Because honestly, if you're forced to sort of get Lancelot first pick, then you're kind of not dictating the draft, the tempo of the draft.
But let's see if that will be the case as we move on ahead here on to our game number 2 drafting phase. Before that, let's check out on what will be our map. Broken Walls?
No.
It's
Wow.
going to be Flying Clouds here for our round number 2.
This does favor TNC. They've won some amazing games with it, and this is a map that usually tends to scale towards the late game because the ability to defend lanes is there. Now, Onic Philippines, they remove
Now we see
CC and Hayabusa. Interestingly enough, TNC still removes the Fanny, respect to King Kong, but now both Yi Sun Shin and Lancelot are open, so this is definitely something that they're happy with on blue. Even if Onic decides to ban one, they get they get one on blue.
Even though they banned out the Kalea, as you mentioned, there are multiple heroes here available for Busco. They could go for the Grok route. They could go for the Catcher route because you only get one first pick here for TNC Pro Team. Nice ban onto the Yuzong here by Coach Why Not. Well, they prioritize the Lancelot. Yes, indeed, for Zyda.
So this is I think Gatot Yi Sun Shin for Onic. If they don't want the Yi Sun Shin here, maybe Gatot Kimi, Gatot what's left for XP? Maybe not XP, maybe Marksman,
Maybe.
or maybe you take the
Or
Kimi.
get the Arlot all in all here for Kirk.
Yeah, you could get it at the art. The problem is TNC is gonna play the Phobius
Or
on
the
the
Yi Sun
blue
Shin, of
side.
course, here for King Kong. Or
Yeah, that's the safest. I think you just go Yi Sun Shin Gatot. There's no point flexing the Yi Sun Shin to red 3.
yeah. And considering TNC Pro Team just could get the Kimi onto their hands. Are you ready? We're here for Kirk and the Yi Sun Shin. You
Okay.
mentioned no need to flex here for Onic Philippines.
I don't know if they're trying to bait the Lunox. This is probably Lunox Gatot for TNC. If they don't take it, then some either Lunox or Gatot is gonna get taken and banned, or maybe both. Honestly, if they don't take both, so TNC, this is a little bit of a requirement, which is a problem because again they're not dictating the draft. This is all Onyx plan.
Yeah. Interesting though, even though they are on the blue side, with the way that it went with the Uranus being the first pick here,
Lunox.
Onic PH took the wheel out of their hands on Hilda, and then the Lunox you
Okay,
mentioned.
okay.
It's a must for
Yeah.
TNC.
This one I like. They did this against Aurora, the Hilda Flex. Was it Aurora or was it Twisted? It was.
I think it's Twisted.
Either.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the game plan is there for TNC. Like they could flex this Hilda against the Uranus, and the Lunox could be played on both the mid and gold lane. So Onic, they're gonna run into like flex problems down the line. So just maybe play it safe for Onic. You get the you can't even take up the Kimi here. So Farsa is too tempting, honestly, if they wanna go that route, because you know, it's a good hero against the Lunos, could force the Order of Brilliance. You don't mind playing into the Hilda, honestly. So that might be the case, unless they want to go for the Selena against for Super Prince.
Might be a possible option, or just go for the Evo if you really don't want to have that firepower. But Valentina this early for Onic Philippines. Quite interesting take here for Coach Wynett and Hayes.
Yeah, I mean, you have a good ult, I guess, the Order of Brilliance, but that's about it. Other than that, you don't deal that much against the against the Hilda. They can also run into problems later on if TNC just decides to go for the Khalid roam instead of the Grok. I think they're banking on the idea that this Valentina pick is gonna block the Grok, and then they can get the Grok red 4.
They're just giving that option, of course, with a Gatot Kacha also. Still open here for TNC Pro Team, considering that 3 more so far is the main user of the Hilda here for TNC Pro Team. And Alice ban for Onic Mage, not really overlooking the flex part of Hilda as well.
Full respect. So for TNC, I think you just ban the Grok. No point in risking giving Onic Philippines the Grok here. Even though Grok is too tempting to have on TNC, just accept the Khalid and Gatot trade, honestly.
But interesting though, we still yet to see what the hero will be for Kelra. Will this be a Kelra ban or a Kelra ban hero here for TNC Pro Team?
I think it's wise to ban Kelra here, honestly. There's a lot of good heroes.
The Grok. But there's also another Chaknu on the crowd here.
Yeah, it's a multiverse. He looks like super red, by the way.
Oh yeah, the moment that they brought down the poster of Chaknu, especially on the eyebrow part. So
it's super Chak.
This is actually the crowd and supporters of TNC Pro Team, the Phoenix Army. And so far, they're very supportive of each other. And
I love this crowd.
For now, TNC needs their support as well.
Yeah.
Maybe this is going to be the time we finally hear the cheer for Phoenix Army, but we would not be hearing and seeing Esmeralda for game number 2.
What are they cooking for Onic? Why ban Esme?
That's 3 heroes.
They could have gotten Esme, by the way.
4 heroes. Considering the CC is a flex onto the XP lane as well.
Wait, are they going for a Lapu gold? Are they going for a Lapu gold?
For Kelra?
I don't know. That's probably last pick material, so maybe Onic just gets either Gato, Khalid, or Hylos red 4, and then they look at the TNC's last 2 picks, and then maybe pick up a Lapu last pick.
Maybe. For now, for TNC Pro Team, it's going to be the
Wipe out all the injustice in the world.
Very nice housekeeping here for Coach Adamax, because Brusco really is good when it catch heroes, setup heroes, and the Cho is one of them.
Yeah, Khalid's good here, honestly.
Sand rises when I give the
It's
word.
going to be a Khalid right on cue here for Brusco.
Okay, TNC.
We're still missing the roam and gold part, right?
Yeah. We don't know if it's Rome
the
or
Hilda.
Hilda. There's a flex. Honestly, there's a 3-way flex going on for the side of TNC. Safest bet would be to go Lapu.
For 3 more and then put the Hilda onto Chaknu?
I wanna say put the Lapu in gold, honestly.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, you could just go Lapu 3 Mar and then call me crazy, but Obsidia last pick for TNC, or even the carry.
It worked actually.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a very phenomenal Obsidia user. The Phobius is possible here for TNC Pro Team, and a Bane gold here for Benny Curie.
Okay, the Bane gold I like.
Now it's up to Onic PH to get the hero for Kelra. Is it going to be a fighter gold or the traditional route of a marksman?
Probably Claude, carry, Harith.
Yeah.
Even though you can argue some rubies, honestly.
What if?
Masha.
Wait, I'm trying to lip read what Coach Wynett is doing.
What if you go Clint here? Clint, Natan.
Claude?
They're hovering over Ruby. They're hovering over Ruby. That's the best choice.
Lock it in.
That's the best choice.
Okay, that's
I
going
like this. I don't understand this Phobius pick, by the way.
Maybe I'm more on the comfort. Here for 3 more, they just don't want to use the Lapu yet again. Considering he's up against the Uranus here for Kirk.
I don't know. I mean, even if I try justifying it, I still don't see. I mean, there's a lot of like sustain on the Phobius, I guess.
There's
also,
always a rainbow. I'm trying to find the rainbow.
Yeah,
after
I can't find it. We have to wait and see till the game starts.
But let's look at how will TNC Pro Team work their way up as Onic Philippine locks in the Ruby here for Kelra. As you mentioned, you're liking the Ruby last pick here.
Yeah. It seems like a great team fight comp, honestly, for Onic Philippines.
But let's see if it will reflect on the way that they play this game as we move on forward onto the Land of Dawn, onto this do or die match, game number 2 between TNC and Onic. Casters, it's your time.
If Midnight likes that Ruby, I love that Bane. Welcome to game number 2. It's Leo and Braket bringing you the chance for TNC to maybe get back on the board as they're down 0-1 against Onic Philippines.
Welcome to Mobile
Taking game 2s or maybe alternate games isn't something new to TNC, and they were able to accomplish that even against the top team of the regular season just yesterday. That's Aurora. And now let's see how they do that, because I'm liking the adjustments from Onic so far. There's so much respect towards TNC's key heroes, but this time they get the Lancelot too. I think that's another surprise, because they've been making sure Zyda doesn't get a hold of any in game number 1.
Yep, so you see our TNC just put their foot on the gas and say, yeah, just get Zyda on something, because that joy was a little too much in game number 1. A lot of action in mid here. Almost getting taken down is Lancy, but he's caught up. King Kong on that usage. Oh no, Chaknu!
Wait, this is a Hilda! But at least she got to flicker in the bush.
Trigger that passive, get a little bit of shields on healing. Looking at the initial item builds, you'll see that both junglers get a little bit of extra damage to beat up that farm. What's the gold lane situation like? Again, a Bane versus a Ruby, both have some level of added sustainability.
Yeah, I guess you gotta time the skills very well if you're the Bane. Because a Ruby can jump from or blink every now and then, that's the passive, but if you get to time it so well, or maybe even right after the passive, that there's no choice, there's no other option but for the Ruby to receive majority of the damage. And I'm probably talking about mostly the deadly catch, if that's the case. But it's not like that's the goal for our gold laners. It's not like they want to kill each other in lane.
They want to leave the lane, enjoying this turtle fight, and that's what Kelra is doing. Look at how fast he's going. Brusco jumps on him, Turtle gets pulled slightly over to TNC.
They're really trying to make things hard for Zyda here. He still has vision of the objective though. Everybody jumping in, and who gets the turtle?
What?
It's 3mar who actually gets it. The Deadly Cat does so much damage to Onic though, because Benny Cutie joins the fight as well. And Lancy takes a kill on Kelra.
The Phoenix Army come alive. Suddenly the red side of the Cuneta Astrodome makes some noise as TNT score that first turtle, get 2 free kills as well. I don't blame Onic, because looking at their lineup now, they can't do much in the early game. What were they expecting? What was the best case scenario here? A Raging Sandstorm into a Time of Fend, and into they don't have damage output yet.
Yeah, but it was clear that they wanted the objective. Benny has the flicker to survive though, and Benny did so much in that previous fight. I guess that's true. Onic, they just tried to see what they can, but Chaplain right here could be punished. Mountain Shocker will be used, but that's about it.
Yep, the best thing that Onic can do is, I don't want to think that I'm being a pessimist by saying this, but accept the fact that the early game ain't yours. Maybe even a part of the mid game. And then use that Uranus as the tool that it's meant to be, a blunt force object.
Yeah.
You just buy time away from 3mar and own that half of the map so that you can get farm on King Kong. That's the only solution I can see now.
I guess even despite that though, it's clear that they're trying to keep themselves in the game. Maybe through, let's say, Brusco and how he keeps trying to invade. Or maybe disrupt Zyda. pay attention to how his farming patterns are, because I guess the Khalid's just that capable of doing that. He's been trying to scout Zaida for a huge majority of the past 4 minutes, but now it's TNC who just keeps grouping up and applying pressure to Onic and their farm.
Yep, and what that'll do is you'll end up with a dead Khalid. You don't want that. You can't afford that. You can't give more gold over to TNC. They're up 1,000 gold now, and they're owning this turtle pit. Mount Chakra by King Kong. 3 more jumps on Kelra.
He's liking how his passive is almost always active because of the blitz skills. But now Jaknu going in gets punished instead. There's the Infernal Pursuits from Primar though, but he gets dragged all the way in between their 2 turrets. Kurt fighting back. It's a double kill for him already. Lancey though using his ultimate. Will he get to buy the trade? What? The damage from Benny Cutie!
He spit on that thing as if a deadly catch wasn't enough. He hit that ale on a Kirk too. Again, Kirk had it coming, all right? He's but a baby Uranus. He's just a little small floating boy, and he can only build so much. I want to see the items because I want to see what he's prioritizing first, right? Is he going physical defense or magic defense first? And looking at it, it seems like it's magic first lately.
Benny flickered there. Had to survive that attempt.
See? So it's majority magic because, you know, tough boots, and then he just has a singular Jerkin. So he had the right damage profile read out. It's just, it's too much coming from Bane this early.
And this Bane, I think they've tried to at least take him out twice in this game already.
Never didn't work yet.
But every single time he had his flicker intact. So it's just an easy escape that we get to see from Benny Cutie all the time, and he already gets to pick up his Sky Piercer as well.
See how hard the Sigma junglers work in. He's using that Infinite GT30 Pro experience victory for every Madlang gamer. This is your Infinite handicap. Playing on the Infinite GT30 Pro. Chaknu! Wow, takes a good chunk of damage. Onyx got that yellow Ubi going.
Yeah, there are 5 members approaching mid, and Zaida's at the opposite of the map. So could they be looking for a fight or just a quick way to blitz the Lord? Or the Turtle rather?
Well, what's he thinking? Went for that conceal and force use the Raging Sandstorm defensively.
Yeah, I know Zaida's back. He can join the fight if he wanted to. So this could potentially break out into a 5v5. Kurt's already here as well. But I have my eyes on Benny. How do they deal with Benny and not get taken out by the surprise burst damage when they've all committed their resources onto a team fight that broke out even without him there just yet?
I think you and Onic are on the same page. They have their eyes on Benny and they see that he's in mid. So any time that he just sidesteps, he could be part of the turtle. So they'd rather pay attention to what side is doing first. And if some way somehow TNC walk away with both the turtle and the turret, that's all losses for Onyx. So they're just mitigating the damage, covering up what holes need to be covered up so the sync doesn't completely ship. Looking at the items, oh my god. Benny already has a Sky Piercer and a Holy Crystal. He's fully freeing out, Bree.
I do not want to stay close to that kind of Bane at this point. Not when I'm in this spot, not if I'm Onic and I have a bit of catching up to do. And even if you have so many potential crowd control sources, if you put yourself up close, then that's not going to be a good thing either. Super Prince already using him. Oh, what? How was Lancey caught there?
A sudden response from Onic. I'll tell you how, Bree. I'm offended. He went in too close. I think there was a window between that move, that dash in, and him clicking the brilliance, and Kelra clicking that I'm offended. Brusco and the gang are on Chaku's tail. I'll tell you now, it's a small window of time, but Onic found it.
I guess you can't really assume that Onic gets tunnel visioned when they want to chase after a target, because it's so easy for them to just switch on the spot. And I guess that's also probably what happened to Lancey earlier. Maybe he thought they were actually trying to just go for the chase, But then they saw Lancey, and in the blink of an eye, they just suddenly shifted targets.
Yep, that's the secret in Onic success, especially in their height in the M6 World Championships. It's so scary because they're so good at macro, but also mechanically speaking, any and all of them are always so on point. That's what's keeping this gold lead on a manageable scale. What is that now? About 3,000 gold between Onic and TNC, despite everything that TNC has walked away with. And a good chunk of that gold is still on King Kong. So between him and Zyda, there still is a chance that if Onic can find a good position, they could steal this war.
Because now TNC are the ones holding it, so maybe stealing the objective will be the way to go. Super Prince, though, already forcing the brilliance out of Lancey. But Kelra, look at the amount of crowd control they're able to use onto 3mar. That's going to be a kill over to Onic. Deadly catch and the retribution from TNC to take that objective.
TNC just had too much distance. A lot of space they're working with. Chakno with a conceal, thinking if they're going to go for the counter-attack. He jumps King Kong. Superfam ain't having none of this. They know that they've already lost. Turtle, Lord, everything belongs to Zyda.
3mar was the sacrifice. And they had to put 3 bodies over there just to deal with him. And no one else could have went near TNC.
Nope. It's worth it, I'll tell you now. I think it's a good trade. Look at this. Kelra on his old teammate Chakno. It's interesting how Chakno's using this Hilda. Is it just their lineup, or how Chakno seems to have unlocked a new way to play Hilda?
Is he some sort of like bait for majority of the game?
Yeah, he's... Usually you see Hilda like want to try to whack dudes out, but this is like man-to-man defense, Hilda.
He's just the guy who shows up first.
Like a shadow.
And then he gets poked down really low, like what's happening now.
Runs away.
Runs away. But then TNC, it still seems as if they're in the perfect condition to fight if Onic chooses to.
There's just too much going on for Onic to deal with. And they've been trying, they've been holding on. Again, putting farm on King Kong, being on point for Kelra's I'm Offended on the turnaround. But TNC have been able to flourish under that. Approaching the 4K gold lead.
Maybe it's really that one fight to enable King Kong that they're looking at, that they're waiting for. A team fight where Benny isn't as free and where Lancey feels a bit awkward to go in. Clearly you should feel awkward. There's a Khalid, there's a Ruby, there's a Terrify threat from Super Prince, but no purple buffs yet again.
Oh, King Kong gets denied his purple. Grant the purple right in your face. What you gonna do about it, King? At least Zyda had to use the retribution. Well, sadly King Kong did too as a response, but looking at the items, he's behind 1,000 gold. You know what? In perspective, that's not so bad.
Yeah.
King Kong has damage.
It's nice and it's really great how they're able to somehow keep up. But it seems like they have to work together just to provide for King Kong. And maybe that's what Onic's doing right now. Like maybe sacrificing a couple of structures because all they really have to pay attention to is King Kong and him not getting left behind too much. Because if you look at their lineup, they really have to invest a lot, and if not everything, on King Kong. With Super Prince down low, Phantom Execution, but at least he has the brilliance from the IMU to get away.
All right, the answer from Onic. It's a 4v5, and all this while, hey, ever seen a split pushing Uranus? That's what Kirk did. And TNC, they respond by going at the Lord. They know that they can't take this because Kirk is already rotated.
Yeah. He can catch up anytime and come from behind, but I'm pretty sure TNC already know that. They have vision. Lancey already sees Kirk. Chaknu, though, already half HP. What's the plan for TNC here? The plan is to just keep disrupting and zoning as Zyda takes the objective, but it's not just zoning that they do. They take out King Kong and Brusco too.
I can imagine the communications. Let him hit the traceless, let him in! And TNC punished now 3mar, chasing down Kirk.
Kirk's trying to run away. It's a Uranus, he can!
What? Off camera, Freeze gets popped!
by Zaida and Benny.
Zaida is a monster.
Rather.
They got a Lord coming through bot. Mid lane's gonna go down. There's very little things that can stop a Bane from taking your structures. We're at 7k up now.
Dreamar actually went in there. Zaida's going to provide the follow-up. Dreamar gets traded out, and they finally take the base turret. But Lancey will have to say goodbye as well. Onic defend as much as they can. King Kong still alive. Does DNC still force this?
All right, Prince looking for a target. Can't exactly use IMU while you're in the air. Gets that deadly catch, takes care of that Lord. But they lose their last inhibitor up top.
Okay, they just force the base turrets at least. Magic Sentry revealing Chapnu, but there's the conceal play still. Onic might want to look for something, and it's Benny Cutie that they're trying to go after. But they spot Zaida, and they have to back away.
Here's the real dilemma. How do you stop Zaida purely? Like, how do you take him down? Because Prince doesn't have exactly the best crowd control. Brusco has just one big one. Kelra, it's temporary. You know, you displace him, but
Yeah.
Phantom Execution, Thorn Rose, Puncture Puncher, I'm good. I think that's a huge dilemma here that Onic has.
And ideally, in those brief moments, you should have enough burst damage to deal with the Lancelot, but it seems like they don't! Phantom Execution gets held for a bit, but still, Zaida making his way, dealing enough damage, forcing Super Prince to walk back to the base. See, it's even in those small openings that you don't get to see the damage coming from Onic just yet.
And that's when he was already serving himself up on a silver platter. You see how he punctured into the rest of Onic, and none of them could stop him. That is the real issue here. Zaida has gone unfettered. He is running through Onic's side of the jungle and through their lineup with impunity. 7-6, a bare base. Onic haven't even broken through the tier 2s. I mean, I'd like to see them come back to that tier 2 up top. I'd like to see somehow maybe Kirk set it up, because that seemed to work. And he's had a looking at the stats, Brigida. He's had the best game out of all the Super Fam right now at 3-2-1.
Yeah, that's true. But Zaida and the rest of TNC might not let Onic do that anymore. They've been paying attention to the top lane even, especially now that we are about to see the next Lord spawn. So they're keeping or they're managing everything before this objective, which feels like it heavily favors them either way.
Yep, again, that's what you get when the map is on your side, when you got a huge 6k gold lead, and when the opponent's utility, I'm talking about Onyx, just isn't enough. Like, there's so many things to set up for you to even clap back. This ain't even a dance. This is literally a sting operation. It's an entrapment by TNC. They're gonna do the same thing. They might even let King Kong trace this in just for them to kill him again.
Yep. But look at how Prince and Brusco are holding this rush. Oh no, the Flicker Raging Sandstorm doesn't connect, and Keller actually gets targeted by Zaida over here. King Kong is looking to be next. Another Thorn Rose successfully takes him down, and Chaknu's blocking everybody.
They use Benny as bait, and Zaida gets a triple. He's on Brusco.
A failed attempt now turned to this. A flicker from Benny, and they're not letting him go back home.
With Kirk left on the map, there's no way this Uranus defends.
Godlike for Zaida as he gets a hold of the Lancelot. TNC are not letting us have a sweep.
1-1. TNC snatch back the momentum as they take game number 2.
Could you hear that?